Hello everyone, Equipment Warrior, and welcome to my final build guide for my Crit Lightning Strike Shadow. And let's start right away with the skill tree. Here's the skill tree, I'm starting as a shadow, as I said. And if you're following my let's play, you already know the road I'm going through. But the first thing I did when I leveled up, I took Trickstery, and after that I just went down here to take Assassination. And I took Blood Rinko and Mind Rinko. Then I went down here, grabbed this one, went down even more here to get Undel's Glide, and I'm also recommending taking some of these damage nodes here so you're gonna do some damage. Then I went straight to get Strange here. And when you get here, you're pretty much free to take whatever you want, if you want to take life or damage, or I actually recommending a combination of both. And don't forget to take Night Stalker, these are very good. Nice note to take. It increases your damage dramatically, and you can even take this one here, Cold-Hearted Calculation. It's a good note. And I'm gonna go over my gear. Oh, I pressed the wrong button there. I'm using a dagger with try to get a dagger which are pretty fast, have good crit chance and pretty good physical damage. That's pretty much all you need. Then go for a helmet, either Rat's Nest, Alpha, or a rare helmet. I'm recommending a rare helmet because they are much easier to get and much cheaper. And they will still be really good. And all of you defensive gear need to be evasion rating, or at least have a lot of evasion. I'm using a very defensive shield, try to get one with life and mana and as high evasion you can get. I'm using a series steps, but I actually recommending using rare boots instead, with some extra protection on. I'm using Doriani's Invitation, but you can use a rare belt. The best belts you can use, if you ask me, it's either a Rustic Stash belt with some resistance and life on, or a belt, or a leather belt will give you extra life and you want even some resistance on that. The Rustic Stash give you more damage, that's the difference between them. I'm using this one here. This one is really good to have, and actually recommending this one, but they are somewhat expensive, so go with rare gloves if you're not going to have afford this. This cost about 15 chaos, so they're not that extremely expensive, but it can be for new players. And finally, using this armor. You can use a rare armor, which if you're going for a rare armor, or whatever armor you choose to have, this one I think is just the best one you can have, if you ask me. Go for armor which have both armor and evasion rating at the same time, because it's much easier to roll the right sockets. But you can use a pure evasion armor, but I'm recommending using a combination of both armor and evasion, just to get easier socket, the colors. It's much easier to roll them. Then my setup, I'm gonna show my setup for my gems. I'm using Reduced Mana with Herald of Ash, Hatred and Haste. This is not the most optimal setup you can use, but I like it. I'm not using Haste right now, and you can switch out Haste for Grace, but right now I'm just using my damage spec, which is this one. And my other setup is Herald of Thunder, which have Curse on Hit and Assassin Mark. You're killing a lot of enemies which are shocked, so I'm really recommending Assassin's Mark with Curse on Hit and Herald of Thunder, because when you're killing enemies which are shocked, Herald of Thunder will hit enemies around you with lightning, and that will curse them with Assassin's Mark. And my most important setup, my damage setup. It have a Pierce, Multi-Strike, and here we have a Lightning Strike with either lesser multiple projectiles or greater multiple projectiles. Greater multiple projectiles will decrease your damage on your projectiles, but you increase the number of projectiles you're shooting. And I also using critical strikes. You don't really need it. You can have increased critical damage if you want to really hit the enemy hard. But I like this one to crit even more. And if I ever get a 6-link armor, I'm going to use added fire damage. Do not use melee physical damage. I did that before. It do not increases your lightning strikes damage. If you want to increase your lightning strike damage, if it have increased physical damage or increase any type of elemental damage, which includes lightning, for example, that will increase it. Like Serious Promise here, it will increase your damage. You don't need a Serious Promise either. You can use a normal flask. I just happens to have this one. And then you can just use whatever flask setup you like. I like to use 1 diamond flask and 1 jade flask, then 2 life flask and a Serious Promise. But you don't need this. You can switch this for a life flask or even a mana flask if you want. And that's pretty much it. Get some good defensive gear and you will be good to go. Actually gonna see if I can show off this build a little bit here in this higher level map, a level 71 map. And let's see how it works. There we go. Let's finish this map, and I actually want that. I'm going to göra detta i Windows Movie Maker. Drop the blood. Peer map. That's nice. Why do I pop that one?